So, yous wants to build some constructs. What you gonna do with them? Hey, that's none of my business. But yous wanna know how to put them together? Yous come to the right place. So settle in, buckle up, this'll be quick. Welcome to Widget's Workshop. Shuffle up the deck of part cards. When you do this, rotate them around, flip them upside down, get them good and shuffled in every possible meaning of the word. Deal one card to each player to put face up in front of them in one of their 3 construct bays. Don't worry if you don't have the fancy pants neoprene mats. You can just imaginate the stuff what's on them. Take the rest of the deck and drop all the cards onto the table and spread them around every which way so you've got a messy pile that's round about 2 feet by 2 feet in the middle of the table. The player that most recently dropped something goes first. On your turn, you've got 2 options. Either draft 1 face-up part card from the pile, or draft 2 face-down parts from the pile, choose one to keep, and toss the other one back face-up. When you draft a card, use one finger to slide it out from the pile by one of the spokes of the cog. Once you've touched the card you're drafting, you can't change your mind. And don't worry about bumping into other cards and moving them about while you're drafting though. That's the whole point of the game. Try to slide the card out from the pile in more or less a straight line and pick it up once it's clear of the rest of the mess. Leave all the other cards you bumped into along the way right where they are. If you've drafted your card face up, you'll put it into one of your 3 bays immediately. If you've drafted face down, draw another face down card, look at both of them, toss one back, and place the other one in a bay. Each bay has one spot for each of the 5 different types of parts. Right arm, right leg, left leg, and the head and torso one. If it's tough to tell which type of part you've got, look for the 2 cog spokes with an element icon, which tells you that the spoke in between them is the top of the card. Each bay can only hold one of each of these different types. If you ever decide you like another part of the same type better than the one you've already put into a bay, you can discard the old one face up back to the pile to replace it. But you can't move parts between bays. As soon as you've placed the 5th piece of a construct in one of your bays, stack all 5 parts together, read the name out loud, and move the finished construct down to your showcase area for scoring at the end of the game. If you've got the fancy pants neoprene mats, you can go ahead and tally the points now, placing the finished construct in the appropriate position around the score track at the bottom. Each construct you finish will score points in multiples of 5 based on how many of the 3 different types of traits are matching across all 5 parts. These types of traits are element, archetype, and makeup. There are 2 element icons on each part card, as we've mentioned before, but that just means that one part of your construct is that type of element. And then there's one icon to indicate the archetype, and one to indicate the makeup. The whole deck has one of each possible combination for each part. Count up how many of your parts have a matching element, a matching archetype, and a matching makeup. For each trait with 4 matching parts, you'll score 5 points. For each trait with all 5 parts matching, you'll score 10, for a maximum of 30 points on each construct. When users drafting your parts, it's important to pay attention not only to which parts users is looking for to score more points with your own constructs, but also which parts the other players is looking for. As soon as the first person finishes a set number of constructs, depending on how many people yous is playing with and how long yous wants the game to last, the end game is triggered. That player earns 5 extra bonus points for being first, and the rest keep playing for up to 3 turns following the usual turn order to try to finish up. As soon as you've finished the set number of constructs, all your remaining turns is skipped. If the whole pile of parts cards runs out before anybody finishes that number of constructs, the game ends immediately, And once the game is over, you just move on to scoring. Whoever scores the most points is the winner, with the highest scoring individual construct serving as the tiebreaker. If the normal version of the game isn't crazy enough for you can try the optional mode, Construct Chaos. In this mode, players all race to build as many constructs worth as many points as possible by taking their turns simultaneously in real time. Setup is the same, and when everybody's ready, somebody counts down to kick things off, and everybody starts drafting cards at the same time. You'll want to move fast, but also try to pay attention to what cards you's drafting. In this mode, when you draft cards face down, you just go ahead and decide right there whether you're placing the card or tossing it back. Don't wait to find another face down card to draft. In Construct Chaos, the game doesn't end until the whole pile of cards is empty, no matter how many constructs is all finished. Scoring at the end is the same, but nobody gets the bonus points for triggering the endgame. And if you've got the fancy pants neoprene mats, you score your points as you go, just like in the regular game, shouting out the value for everybody to hear amidst the chaos. You've also got the option of throwing in one or both of the two add-on modules, Boblin Bites Pizza Break and Arcane Accessories. But those is simple enough you ought to be able to figure out how they work on your own. Otherwise, that's the long and the short of how to play Widget's Workshop. Try not to blow nothing up with them constructs of yours.
And hey, thanks for coming to B&B Tabletop to learn your board games. If you feel like thanking us for this video, a like, comment, and subscribe go a long way. Be sure to catch our live show every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific when we play games like this one using our Buff and Nerf house rules, where viewers like you can put your finger on the scales of victory and defeat. Thanks again for stopping by, and we'll see you on Wednesday.